This is BD Daily Tech News Podcast, your daily briefing on tech and innovation. It's 2026, January 9th, and today's theme is simple. AI is everywhere, and it's expensive everywhere.
Expensive everywhere is also how I describe my lifestyle. But sure, let's talk about AI, the thing that can write your email, generate your wallpaper, and apparently also generate your electricity bill.
We've got 4 stories: CES 2026's chip and gadget flood, Meta signing multi-gigawatt nuclear power deals for AI data centers, xAI reportedly burning almost $8 billion while pitching an Optimus-style plan, and a report of AI-assisted Mac malware showing up in the wild.
That's a great lineup. It's like a tech tasting menu. Appetizer is shiny gadgets, main course is nuclear power, dessert is $8 billion on fire, and then we all get food poisoning from malware.
First up, CES 2026 is in full swing, and the big headline is that hardware is sprinting while software is still tying its shoes. The show is packed with new chips from Nvidia and AMD, plus a wave of AI-powered gadgets, some genuinely useful, some spiritually AI.
Spiritually, AI is my favorite category. Like, this toothbrush uses AI. Does it though? Or does it just have Bluetooth and a dream?
Simple version of the tech. A lot of these devices are adding on-device AI features. Think speech-to-text, image recognition, or personalization, powered by newer NPUs in phones and laptops. An NPU is basically a mini factory inside the chip that's optimized for matrix math, which is what modern AI runs on.
So the NPU is like a dedicated smoothie blender for numbers, while the CPU is the whole kitchen trying to do everything. And CES is like, good news, we put a blender in your mouthguard.
Why it matters for normal people, you'll see more features that work offline, faster, more private, and less dependent on subscriptions. But you'll also see a lot more AI labels slapped onto products where the benefit is marginal. Your actionable filter is, does it save time weekly, or is it a demo you'll forget by Tuesday?
My filter is, will this device still work when the app shuts down in 18 months? Because CES gadgets sometimes have the lifespan of a New Year's resolution.
For developers, CES is a signal that edge inference is becoming a default expectation. If you build apps, start thinking in tiers. Run small models locally for responsiveness, then call the cloud only when you need heavy lifting.
Stop making my phone send a message to a distant server just to tell me I look tired. I already know. My mirror has on-device inference.
Story 2. Meta is signing multi-gigawatt nuclear deals to power AI data centers. The key point is the scale. Multi-gigawatt is utility territory. AI isn't just a software trend, it's an infrastructure build-out.
Nothing says we're just a social media company, like casually shopping for nuclear power. Like, I'd like 2 gigawatts and a side of content moderation.
Simple version, training and running big AI models is like running a 24/7 factory full of ovens. GPUs draw enormous power, and data centers also need cooling and redundancy. Nuclear is attractive because it's high output and steady, less dependent on weather and time of day.
So AI is basically becoming a new appliance category. This model is Energy Star rated, except the appliance is the size of a warehouse, and the warranty is geopolitical.
Why it matters. It tells you what the real bottleneck is. Not ideas, not even chips alone. It's electricity and permitting. If you're a founder, expect compute pricing to stay volatile. If you're a consumer, expect more AI features bundled into services as companies try to amortize that energy cost.
Also, it changes the dinner table conversation. Your cousin says, AI is just a fad. And you say, cool, Meta just signed a power deal that could light up a city.
Story 3. Internal documents reportedly show xAI burning almost $8 billion as it builds data centers, recruits talent, and develops software, alongside plans that eventually power humanoid robots. The headline is the burn rate plus the ambition.
$8 billion. That's not where investing. That's where speed-running capitalism. At that point, your budget line item is just GPU vibes.
Simple version. Frontier AI is a 3-part bill: compute, data, and people. Compute is the obvious one, GPUs plus power. Data is the training fuel. People is the scarce layer, researchers and engineers who can turn raw capability into reliable products.
So it's like opening a restaurant where the ovens cost billions, the ingredients are the entire internet, and the chefs are impossible to hire because they're all already booked by other restaurants that also have billion-dollar ovens.
Why it matters for listeners. Aggressive spending often means aggressive product pressure, subscriptions, premium tiers, and attempts to lock users into an ecosystem. If you're choosing tools, prioritize portability. Keep your prompts, data exports, and workflows easy to move.
Yes, date your AI tools, don't marry them. If your whole life runs on one chatbot and it changes pricing, you're about to experience emotional damage in invoice form.
Story 4. A security firm reported one of the first known AI-assisted Mac malware threats found in the wild. Code that appears to include generative AI-produced snippets. It was reportedly undetected by major antivirus engines at the time it was discovered.
I love how every platform used to say, we don't get viruses. And now it's like, good news, we got viruses, but artisanal.
Simple version. AI doesn't magically create new hacking physics. It speeds up the boring parts, writing scripts, changing variants, and iterating. Imagine a scammer who used to handwrite flyers and now has a printing press that can generate 1,000 slightly different flyers per hour.
So the threat isn't AI is a genius hacker. The threat is AI is an intern that never sleeps and doesn't get bored rewriting the same malware with different variable names.
Actionable takeaways. Update macOS and browsers. Use a password manager with unique passwords and turn on phishing-resistant MFA where you can. And for teams, lean on behavior-based detection and least privilege access because signature-based antivirus will always be late to the party.
Least privilege is also my life philosophy. My apps get the same access as a stranger in my house. None. You want my contacts? For what, to emotionally manipulate my group chat?
Quick recap. CES 2026 shows Edge AI is maturing, but marketing is louder than reality. Meta's nuclear deals confirm power is the new moat. xAI's massive burn highlights how costly frontier AI is. And AI-assisted malware is a reminder. Automation cuts both ways.
So your 2026 checklist is, don't buy AI gadgets that need a dead app. Don't assume the cloud is free. Don't get locked into one chatbot. And don't click links that look like they were written by a robot or your uncle.
If this helped, subscribe for daily tech and AI briefings and share the episode with someone who thinks data center is just a folder on their desktop. BD Daily Tech News Podcast, your daily briefing on tech and innovation. See you next time.
And if you're at CES, please stop putting AI in toothbrushes unless it can also negotiate dental insurance. Bye.